The Prime Minister is responsible for Mumbai, he is responsible for Surat, he is responsible for Delhi. I think local law and order situation should not be blamed for it. That's what Tehseen Poonawalla says. And the Prime Minister, if Mr. Tehseen Poonawalla is to be believed and taken at face value, then the Prime Minister's failed in everything, and yet all the chief ministers agreed with him in a video conference just 3 days ago, said the lockdown should be extended, and you come out, make that announcement and use your leadership to convince people. I want to ask you, Rajiv, Pratap, Rudy, if the first part of my question is true, then the second can't be true. And if the second is true, then the first can't be true. Why is Mr. Tehseen Poonawalla contradicting himself?
Well, he's a recipe or a combination of many aspects, and I wish I could find out what you say he represents the political party of the Congress, which I doubt, because I find him completely confused. When Delhi happened, many people relented, and that was an episode which prompted everyone to say that we cannot have migration, and the lesson was learned within first 3 days of when lockdown was imposed. Surat, there was an attempt made, everything was settled down, and it came to a quiet situation. Now the situation has come back to Mumbai. Well, Mr. Fadnavis did mention many things about what went wrong, and possibly what you have said does make a lot of sense when someone has instigated people, and such morons do exist in politics, and they do have links and patronage, we do not deny, because we have been watching it for long. But what damage they have done. Now, do these people understand this gentleman who was speaking and trying to instigate? Does he know that the migrant laborers, assuming that if they were allowed to travel, are they aware that when the last batch of people, when they reached Bihar, all these 1.5 lakh people were quarantined in their own panchayats and the district headquarters more than 14 days? Even if these people have to travel, they have to be quarantined, which does not happen because there were no trains running. The country knows, the Prime Minister didn't say the trains would open, nor the planes, nor any transport for national or international transport. So this mischief, A. B, I have something else to add here. Maharashtra government and Shiv Sena has a philosophy. It really doesn't, I would not say it's the right thing, but really doesn't like people from migrants from, there is a part of the philosophy, but I would be very happy because he said that he cares for them. Okay, fine. But there is at the back of the mind, there is a philosophy. Third, the gentleman here, I have watched him in a couple of shows always. He's too obsessed with Mr. Prime Minister, Mr. Modi. He comes back and he is a finance minister. He knows finance, he knows politics, he knows sociology. This gentleman will come back from all the places, not realizing that he's talking about the first man in this country. And if there was a spokesperson or someone senior, except from the people who are the backroom boys in the Congress party, who are actually not designated to take this call, possibly go beyond their brief when they start talking moronish about the Prime Minister. If you want to talk about the economy, there is a whole time period left when we want to talk about the economy. The issue is not about economy. You do not talk about Trump, and you do not use that language, because all of us are capable of using all that language for your leaders too, but we do not cross that Lakshman Rekha. We maintain that balance. But every time in your so-called beautiful English and you become rhetoric, you try to target the Prime Minister, which is very unfair. Because you should talk at the level when you want to talk to me, talk to me. If you're trying to target, then all of your leaders, Twitter leaders and others, are also subject to such kind of scrutiny, which is not going to good for the Congress party. So, Tanveer Sahab, let's put it, whatever has happened in Mumbai is unfortunate. The state, you see, the stakeholders is the state government of Bihar. Now, the state government, the Nitish Kumar is a chief minister, sanctioned 100 crores. He says, take all the money. Please, he cannot reach out to Mumbai. He can't travel to take his men there to feed these people. These are my men. These are Indians who are based in Mumbai. Please, for God's sake, let's leave politics. Let's get rid of all what is happening. And we are ready to pay for taking care. I believe Maharashtra is a rich state. People have a large heart. The state government, even my political volunteers in the BJP have a great heart. They can look after them. But for God's sake, do not use these people. These people are.
I completely agree. I completely agree. While investigations should point out as to what was this conspiracy, who was actually egging on these individuals to come out to Bandra and leave all awareness and all restrictions of a national lockdown behind them and forget the norm of social distancing, because, ladies and gentlemen, that's a textbook case of what should not happen, because that's the way corona gets a hand over all of us. And we, 1.3 billion Indians, cannot allow the disease to win over us, because we, as a country, have to conquer this disease. And truly, politics is not the question right now. The question is self-discipline, and as Prime Minister said, त्याग and tapasya.